Welcome back to another video. This is V-Rule. We're giving away an Articuno tin from Crown Zenith. The Glaring Articuno tin, that's yours. That goes to one of you lucky winners. All you have to do is go back to this video. Alright, this one. This video. Go back to this video. Comment on that video, at least. I'd appreciate it if you comment on this one too. But, at the minimum, you need to like, comment on that video, and subscribe. Then you'll be entered. 2,500 subscribers, that's what triggers the winner. I'm still trying to come up with like a second place winner. I think it might be worth it to just give a couple people some stuff. So, for sure though, that Articuno tin, this Articuno tin, the Articuno tin. And I'll ship anywhere in the world. So, this is open to all. Here we go. Some things are climbing. Let's take a look at the Glaceon VMAX alternate art right here. We have a steady rise here. It didn't hit that crazy boom up. It just had a little slow climb, and now it's slowing down, but still going up, still going up. And it's one of the few that's going up, and I think it's because it competes with some of the other ones in this class here, in this caliber. So since that competition is there, this one ends up being a little bit cheaper for other people than some of the other higher value cards. And you have Pikachu in the foreground, you have Meryl, Azumarill, you got some good stuff going on in here in the scenery. Glaceon's a fan favorite as well, so that all tilts in favor of why that one's going up. This one I thought was good to take a look at. Charizard GX, the secret rainbow rare, all right, from Burning Shadows rather. There are a lot more conversations being had about Burning Shadows. Not the set as a whole, but this particular card lately has been coming up, and that has been leading into further conversations about rainbow rares from the Sword and Shield era, that they're going to possibly have a higher value over time. They were pretty okay at first. People weren't super excited about them. They're kind of like the hyper rare golds right now, where it's like they're cool, but for some reason it's not a main chase. But I think there's appreciation growing for them and what they really have to offer. So if you have some rainbow rares, maybe hold on to them for a little bit and see where this is going. I wanted to stretch this out a little bit because it's been flatlined for a while. And I know if I did 3 months, we're just going to see more of that dip than anything. Cards that are older, you got to give it a little bit more time to look at. So 6 months, and we see this upward trend. All right, yes, the top in the past 6 months was almost 450, 446. We're around 430 right now. So I get it. I understand. Listed median price is actually starting to bring this price down a little bit. But again, this is Burning Shadows. It's a little bit older. People played this card. There's going to be a lot more lightly played. Several damage. All that kind of thing. Pokemon 151 Elite Trainer box from Scarlet and Violet. This has just been climbing up steadily. And I don't know where this is going. I don't know if it's worth climbing any further, because there's just a lot of talk about this being reprinted to go out for the holiday season and maybe into the fall, and it'll be abundantly available. These are all speculations at this point. It's not 100% guaranteed, but something to keep an eye on. I would find other products than the ETB and start calculating. Just divide price per pack. So price divided by the amount of packs, this would be 70 divided by the 9. All right. You take the same kind of math on the exclusive Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box from 151, although you have to add in the fact that that stamped promo Snorlax is going for like $40 right now. So I would take 40 off the top just because you're holding that value, or you're going to sell it, or whatever you're going to do. So at least consider that in your calculations. If you did have this one, unless you really want that promo in your hands, because holding it in the box, you do have it technically. So if you want it in your hands, fine, you can open it up, but I'd keep this sealed if you were going to buy it. Alakazam EX, we just got this jagged climb going up a little bit, floating around $33. It's actually been kind of in and out of that $33 mark. The Infernape from Twilight Masquerade has been shooting up lately. I think it's because people took a look at this and thought, that looks pretty good. I've been very lucky, although my research has been extensive. So luck isn't just happenstance, all right? Luck is preparation meeting opportunity. All right, so my research and the opportunity of watching this stuff, I bought at the bottom. I bought in that $5 range on this card, and now we're sitting pretty at 10. 100% increase for my own collection. I'm not viewing it that way because to me it was a $5 card that looks cool and I liked the artwork and I thought that should have more value than $5. So I'll pick one up, you know, instead of trying to pull it. It's just too hard to pull a lot of these cards, and I'm having so much more enjoyment for the hobby doing videos like this. I hope you're enjoying them too. If you are, please like, comment, and subscribe. But I really am enjoying this aspect of the hobby, kind of being a market watch for you, the viewer. Whether it's here on Viewerl or other platforms, I'm hoping I'm adding to the conversation by doing so, because this part is kind of what's getting me going. I like doing investments. I've been a investor for many years in many other things. Trading cards is on the very low end of my investment portfolio. It's also the hobby, the fun of Pokemon, the nostalgia, all of that wraps into it for me. But there's other things that I have going, and that's just kind of where my brain works. So it's interesting to me. So I enjoy this. I like watching it, and that research plus opportunity is what brings me my luck. You know, it seems the harder I work, the luckier I get. You know, that kind of thing. We had a steep drop off quickly, very quickly, and now we're climbing back up with a big shot at the end here for this Kieran. $48.94, almost $50. We're almost there. Ninetales, oh my gosh, finally. This one needed to go up. Not because Obsidian Flames, the prices are tanked all over, but this is such a gorgeous artwork. I'm sorry, but for an illustration rare, and the fact that Ninetales is so iconic, this is gorgeous. I think it's still undervalued here. I think this should be solid at a $25 card. I know there's a lot of them out there, but I still think it should be solid around the $25 range. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there almost halfway in that 12.25, 12.26, something like that. Leafeon VMAX alternate art, I think it's kind of like the Glaceon. People were seeing everything else going up, and this is still using this last bit of room to climb because it's on the higher end for sure, but still affordable for some. Sleeping Raichu over here in Paldea Evolved had a big shot up, and it's been just a little trickle up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm floating around $42, but I mean, just think about this. What is that? 3 months ago? Yeah, that's where I left it. $20 difference in 3 months. Crazy. Silver Tempest booster box. We know why this is going up. We're running out of Sword and Shield boxes available just in the market as a whole. So this is going up. People don't have the opportunity often to get things off of Pokemon Center, so that's why the market price goes up a little bit higher than even MSRP. So, and actually, that may or may not have just sold out. I didn't even take a look. Mewtwo V-Star. I know if I looked at it in a 3-month trend, you start seeing this little downward trend and a little swing at the end. So I wanted to stretch it out and be realistic about this. This shot up big time. It's trying to recover that. But if we take this line here in the $45 range and take it to where it's leveling out in the $50, $60 range, that's your trend. I mean, you can average this out and you got pretty solid line, but this huge curve is what's changing that. But it's going to settle down still higher than it was 6 months ago. So this is on the upward trend overall for Mewtwo V-Star, and deservedly so. It's Mewtwo and Charizard. It has a partner card from the alternate angle, which is more accessible to get. All right, like, I'm surprised this one didn't surpass all the golds. I know. The gold cards from Crown Zenith are pretty cool, and there's probably one sitting in this tin that you're gonna get as a winner. When you like, comment, and subscribe, make sure you go back to the beginning where I specify the video you must comment on, but please like, comment, and subscribe on this one as well. So there's probably a gold sitting in there for you waiting. I'm not going to open it. I'm going to send you the whole thing. You get that, and you get to see, and then share it with the community what you got. I think that Mewtwo should be a little higher because the alternate angle, that Charizard V-Star, it's sitting in here. $135. I understand this one's on a big slope down, but again, I wanted to stretch it out. This thing was sitting around $100, 95. I mean, this got printed into the moon, so people were thinking, it'll be around. It's not worth it. And then we had 151 come out, and people were like, wait a second, Charizard's cool again. Because at the end of the day, Charizard's just cool. That's the end of it. All right, and you get 3 of those promos in here. You get a great selection of packs. Evolving Skies is on the rise. They're sitting in this box. All of that was coming together to go, wait a second. So we got up to MSRP pretty quickly, and then it shot up for some FOMO, $165, Now we're back down to earth a little bit at 135, but I think long term we will be seeing this at a near $200 box. I'm sitting on 4 of them because I got them for nothing. I got $85, $90, something like that. It was a no-brainer at the time. I was like, yeah, I know they're printed like crazy, which gives people the opportunity to open them, which then brings down the inventory of their existence. So I'm holding mine. I'm holding mine for that reason, and still at a good price point to open. It really is with the pack selection. Squirtle, we have a crazy jagged line. I should have bought when this was closer in the $20 range, and now I'm looking for it because I don't have this one yet for my binder. And we're at $26.55, $27, somewhere in there. Zapdos. This one was looking pretty good for a while, and then it came down, and now it's climbing back up. And I think this is a solid artwork. You have 3 legendary birds, a lot of good motion to it with these streaks here, just kind of coming at you from the viewer angle. And it's featuring Zapdos, but I mean, these are not small little silhouettes in the background. You know, your Moltres and your Articuno, they are there, and I love the little peek through the clouds to see the landscape underneath. It's just a really cool angle, good shot. I really like the dramatic black on the back of here, that they kind of almost overdid it, but that contrast just has this crazy look on Zapdos. Looks very fierce. I love it. So we're sitting around $40 between listed and market, so somewhere in that range. Venusaur, this one just surpassed Blastoise. So interesting, right? It's always been known from base set, from the original, the original 151, Charizard is top tier. Then you have Blastoise, then you have Venusaur. Those 3. That's the way it's going to hit in that order. And we see in the 151 Scarlet and Violet set from Pokemon that Venusaur just tipped over Blastoise. I recently picked this up and I shared it last Saturday, so you can take a look at that there if you want. This one is gorgeous. A lot of colors. Just great framing around Venusaur. It's kind of a more intimate setting, getting into the personal landscape of Venusaur rather than, you know, this big, dopey, big Pokemon. You know, like that's usually how it's portrayed, just this lump of power. And here it's like, no, he's just out in the wild. Venusaur's doing his thing. They're not always in battle, you know. So I think it's a nice portrayal, and to put them in that scenery. And that's what we saw in the Charizard. That's what we saw in Blastoise. Just those Pokemon out in their element, out in their scenery in the wild rather than in battle or something. So I think it's a really cool turn in the artwork, a really good transition into other things. Dark Charizard from Team Rocket, the original Team Rocket set. Now, this is hard to view, but let's see, it's got this moving up and moving up and moving up here. We can go to the 6 month. We had this big jump down and it's coming back up here. We can go to the 1 year. It was up higher. It had a big spike up and then sat back down. Then it came to recover. And I think we're on this recovery trend, especially with the new Team Rocket set that is set to release for here in America. It might be Q2 of 2025. But we see this in, I think, end of the year or early 2025 in Japan, the new Team Rocket set. So I think that vintage has been all over the place, and it's really hard to gauge where the market will go. And I think that's a really good way of understanding how these things can change. That vintage is not forever gaining. It is not. There is a plateau. People will just write it off and move on because they weren't a part of that era, or they don't want to put their collection dollars in that space. So it's the same thing with Sword and Shield. There's a plateau. Maybe we haven't seen it, maybe we have, or maybe we're going to find it as it trickles down in a lot of these. And then the Scarlet and Violet era. The best time to get into something is when you have the opportunity right there. Research, opportunity, that equals luck. You'll be lucky to have, you know, whatever set out of Scarlet and Violet booster boxes sitting in your collection once Scarlet and Violet's done, and we can determine what set that is that has that value. There are whispers already. Paldea Evolved, that's the one. I don't know. Twilight Masquerade, that's the one. I don't know. I don't think we've seen it yet. And I don't think it's that Eevee set either. So we're going to be having a look out for it. Maybe it's the Team Rocket set. I don't know. I'm not prepared to put all of my collection dollars into one space just yet. But I will be picking things up for my collection in the way I do. Just budgeting it out for the pieces I can reasonably invest in. So that's where I sit on the investment track of these things. Carmine, we've gone way down, way up, and now we're kind of leveling back out, but on the upward trend. I don't know if this one has a lot more room to grow, sitting at 115. I think that's a reasonable price for this artwork. I don't think it should be too much higher than that. I could be wrong, though. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again, I'm sure. Charizard EX from Paldean Fates. Kind of all over the place here, where it's been sitting around $100 up to 115. A little low spot there in mid-June, and now we're climbing back up, getting into that 120 range almost, trying to compete with the 151 Charizard. Paldea Evolved booster boxes. Now these have been on the climb here. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, I better get it now because that Magikarp is going crazy. And if you were in the video yesterday and you saw it, where I'm doing that giveaway for you, that Articuno Crown Zenith tin, going to one of you, go back to that video. Go back to the video beginning of this one to know where to go there, or it's in the description. So however you want to get there, go like and subscribe and comment on that video, comment on this video, do what you want to do. But we see that Magikarp was actually coming down now, so I think we're stabilizing in the 130 range. But I think that says something about this set, that there's going to be more growth long term. It may not be the big hitter of the set, but Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign, those are not the biggest hitters of the Sword and Shield era, and they're all much higher right now. Twilight Masquerade booster box. Surprising to see something so new trending up so quickly. So I think it's that Greninja driving it. I think it's Carmine driving it. Maybe Perrin in there a little bit. There's a few of them that are getting in the higher price bracket, so it's helping a little bit. But I think long term, we're going to see this level out, and it's not going to be even competing with Paldea Evolved. So that's my own opinion. Last but not least here, the crazy spike, and I think this is a market manipulation, the crazy spike on Eevee from Twilight Masquerade. Sitting around a $40 card for quite a while here, and now it's shot up for a listed median of 100. This is not the next Magikarp. It really isn't. It's not the same caliber of artwork, and it's not going to have the same draw. The feel is completely different. This is light and airy and peaceful and fun and playful and cute and fluffy, all of that. Magikarp is, for such a simple Pokemon, coarse, dramatic, deep. Like there's a lot going on in there, and I just don't think they're on the same level, speaking artistically. As far as fan favorite in Pokemon, Eevee should be way higher, right? Than Magikarp. That floppy fish can't do anything. So when we're taking a look at it depending on how you're viewing it, and I think once we get into these price brackets on a specific card, we're talking about a card, people. We're talking about a card. You get a card. It's cardboard, shiny, yay. But the artwork, that's what we're pushing these prices up. Maybe it's playability for the TCG, but the artwork is what's pushing these prices. And I just don't think that this Eevee has what it takes to be beyond a $40 card, in my opinion. It's great, it's cute, it's way easier to get than that Magikarp from pull rates. So I don't think this needs to be going too crazy high. I think we'll see this one coming down in a couple weeks after the hype dies down on this, but it did feel kind of like market manipulation on this one. Again, market manipulation is all speculation. It's hard to say if it's true or not, but that Greninja is starting to come down. Eevee is on this weird bubble. I think we're going to see it come down. So, my opinion, and that's all it is. It's just my own research and just trying to share it with you. So, like, comment, and subscribe. Enter for your chance to win the Galarian Articuno Crown Zenith tin, 4 packs inside, shipping anywhere in the world to you, the winner. And I think the second place prize has just got to happen. So I'm going to figure that out. That'll be coming in coming days. Go back to the original video where I posted this, so that way you have the opportunity and the chance to go ahead and claim your prize. That's the one you want to comment on, but I'd love to have your support along the way. We need 2,500 subscribers to do it, so let's start with you right here, right now. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.